Hello, welcome to my videos in my blog. In this time, I'm going to talk about the NFL 2023 playoffs, the Super Bowl 58 score. Where today or tonight was played the Super Bowl 58, where it was a very close talk and very exciting game, especially in the last quarter and the overtime, where the Kansas City Chiefs defeated 25-22 the San Francisco 49ers in overtime, and the San Francisco 49ers win the back-to-back Super Bowl and third Super Bowl in 5 years and 14 in history. And to be honest, Patrick Mahomes is a generational quarterback and one of the best quarterbacks that we've seen in this sport. This is a tremendous athlete. About the game, to be honest, the San Francisco 49ers had a lot of opportunities to win this game in the first half and in the third quarter, and also in the fourth quarter, but they couldn't, and they let leaving the Kansas City Chiefs, and they could even in the overtime they had the opportunity to score for 7, but they couldn't, and the Kansas City Chiefs did that, and for that reason they lost. And to be honest, the San Francisco 49ers head coach, the Kyle Shanahan, is a loser because he has lost two Super Bowls against the Kansas City Chiefs and against Patrick Mahomes, and one Super Bowl as an offense coordinator. Remember, it was the 51. The other Super Bowl that had an overtime, where and Kyle and that time he was the offense coordinator, but he's a loser because he can get he can protect a leading, and he can close the games. And to be honest, it's his responsibility that the San Francisco 49ers didn't win this Super Bowl because they have a leading in the last minutes of the game, and they were leading by 7 point difference in the first half. And also the San Francisco 49ers haven't won a Super Bowl since more than 30 years ago, and the San Francisco 49ers have a record of 5-3 in Super Bowl, and two out of these three losses have been as Kyle Shanahan as a head coach. So let's talk about a little about the game. How I told you, the San Francisco 49ers were better team than the Kansas City Chiefs, but they couldn't close and win the game. In the first quarter, to be honest, the first half was very very bold, where both defenses dominate the game. Where in the first call, in the first drive, the San Francisco 49ers had a fumble. They were in the Chiefs red zone, but McCaffrey, yes, the San Francisco 49ers runner, he had the ball and he got a fumble, and the Chiefs didn't allow any points, and the quarter finished 0-0. And in the second quarter, when the where the Kansas City Chiefs were gonna to score a touchdown, they were losing 0-7 in the San Francisco 49ers field goal. The Isaiah Pacheco got fumbled the ball, and the Kansas City Chiefs didn't score any touchdown. In the second quarter, the San Francisco 49ers scored one touchdown and one field goal, and the Kansas City Chiefs just one field goal, and the San Francisco 49ers were leading in the halftime 10-3 in the halftime. About the halftime, I'm not going to talk about much, but to be honest, it's one of the worst halftime shows that I've seen, because I didn't like the show. I didn't like the Usher because and the artists that sing song with him, because I didn't know most of them. I just know Alicia Keys and Ludo Catrice, but to be honest, it was a very bored spectacle in the whole time. And to be honest, since Apple is the responsible to present the Super Bowl halftime show, it has disappointed, because the last Super Bowl have been very 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 bored, and I didn't like. So about the second half, in the third quarter, is when the Kansas City Chiefs didn't play better, but they improved his game, and the San Francisco in the 49ers made some mistakes, because in starting the the second half in the Kansas City Chiefs first drive, Patrick Mahomes had an interception that the 49ers offense couldn't take advantage, and they didn't move the ball. Later, the later the Kansas City Chiefs, no, the special teams, the Kansas City Chiefs took advantage from that error that the 49ers special team had, where they had a fumble, and the Chiefs took advantage and they scored a touchdown, and they scored 10 points in the third quarter, and they took the lead of the game by 3 point difference, 13-10. Later in the fourth quarter, the 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 49ers score a touchdown, but the problem with that is they responded to the Chiefs because they were disadvantaged, and they scored a touchdown where they did a very great drive. But the problem here, and that was the difference, is that the 49ers in that moment were leading 19, no, they were leading 16-13. But the big difference here was that the 49ers kicker missed the field goal, and this was the big difference to lose the game, because if the 49ers kicker had scored that field goal, the history would have been different, because the Kansas City Chiefs should have the 49ers in that moment had an advantage of 4 points, and the Kansas City should have scored a fumble, and in the end, in the last drive of the regular season, or the regular time, sorry, the Chiefs score a field goal and send the game to overtime, where in the regular time the game was tied 19-19. How I told you, the best part of this game was in the fourth quarter and in the overtime. And in the overtime, each team had a drive where where the 49ers won the tail, won the yes won the drive, and they chose the first drive. They moved the ball more than 80 yards, but when the 49ers were in the red zone, they couldn't score for 7, and they used to score a field goal. But the Chiefs, they didn't miss the opportunity, and they scored for 7. And when the first overtime the time was almost end, and they won with a Patrick Mahomes touchdown, and they won the game 23-22. So about the general statistics, the Kansas City Chiefs threw for 455 total yards, 325 by passing and 130 by running. But the big difference here was that the Kansas City Chiefs played better in the second half, especially in the last two quarters, in the fourth and the timeout. Or you can see here also in the second half, in the third, fourth, and the overtime. And what happened with the 49ers? They didn't took advantage for all the errors that the Kansas City Chiefs did, but instead the Kansas City Chiefs, they took advantage for the 49ers error, and that was the difference. For example, how I told you, the the Chiefs had to give it away, one fumble and one interception, but the 49ers didn't took advantage, and they didn't score any points. But instead, the 49ers had two errors. That one of that error, the Chiefs put points, and that's what the difference to lose that game. So, what I told you, the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl for back-to-back years, third time in 5 years, and fourth time in his history. And Patrick Mahomes was the MVP of this game. And was what how was the Chiefs season? They finished with a record of 11-6. They won the AFC West for 8 times in 9 years, and they were the third set in the AFC. In the regular season, they started bad because they lost in the Premier, in the first game of the season, the kickoff. when in the first game of the season they lost against the Lions. Later they defeated the Jaguars, and they humiliated the Bears. Later they lost against the Jets. They defeated the Chiefs. They defeated they got they got seven consecutive victories. Yes, no, three consecutive victories. The most complicated part of the of the calendar there was the last day of November and first day of October, where they lost against the Eagles, and they lost against the Packers and against the Bills, but and against the Riders. But later they recover and they qualify to the playoffs. In the playoff, they didn't have any problem in the divisional run, in the wild card run, because they defeated 26-7. But the problem was when the divisional no. In the wild card round, they didn't have any problem because they defeated the Dolphins and they humiliated. They had an easy game, but the problem was since the divisional run, because they played the three games on road when this was for first time in the Patrick Mahomes era, where in the divisional run they defeated 27-24 Bills Buffalo. And in the championship game, they traveled to Baltimore and they defeated the best team in the league and in the conference with 70-10. And they defeated they won tonight and defeated the 49ers in Super Bowl. So they did a very great job. This time was different because remember in the other two times the Kansas City Chiefs offense was the team that led the team to win the both Super Bowl. But this time was different because this year the Kansas City defense was the team that led the team to win the Super Bowl. So the we won't have NFL games until the first week of September, so we'll have to wait 7 months for a game, or 173 days to the NFL 2024 season kickoff. So here was my opinion, analysis of what happened tonight in the Super Bowl 58, where the Chiefs defeated 25-22 the 49ers in overtime. This is the second Super Bowl with overtime, and with this victory, the Chiefs won is back-to-back championship, back-to-back Super Bowls, third Super Bowl in 5 years in the Patrick Mahomes era, and the fourth Super Bowl in Kansas City Chiefs history. See you next video. Gibran.